In today's video, we delve into a pressing issue that affects travelers around the globe: the surprising reality of airlines flying over war zones without informing passengers. As conflicts rage on in several regions, many airlines continue to chart routes that risk passenger safety. We will explore the complexities behind these decisions, from airline policies and regulatory oversight to the technology at play in ensuring flight safety. Through case studies of recent incidents and a look at public accountability, we aim to raise awareness on this hidden aspect of air travel and discuss what needs to change for travelers' peace of mind. Join us as we uncover the truth behind the skies above conflict areas. 1. Understanding the risks of flying over war zones. Flying over war zones carries inherent risks that can jeopardize the safety of both airlines and passengers. Despite these dangers, some airlines continue to operate flights over conflict areas due to various reasons. The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, provides guidelines for airlines concerning flight safety in conflict zones, though adherence to these guidelines varies greatly. Historical incidents, such as the tragic downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17 over Ukraine in 2014, underscore the potentially catastrophic consequences of ignoring these risks. Airlines are often caught in a dilemma where they must balance the financial implications of rerouting flights with the safety of their passengers. This balancing act is further complicated by the lack of transparency regarding flight paths and the associated risks. 2. Current conflict zones impacting air travel. Several regions around the globe are currently classified as conflict zones, impacting air travel significantly. Areas in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and Africa are particularly volatile. For instance, flights over Syria and parts of Iraq continue to operate despite ongoing military operations and instability. According to the Global Conflict Tracker, regions such as Yemen and Afghanistan remain volatile, yet airlines persist in flying over them. This raises ethical concerns, as passengers are often left in the dark about these potentially hazardous routes. The lack of communication from airlines regarding these flight paths is a troubling aspect of modern air travel. 3. Airline policies on flying over war zones. Airlines have varying policies when it comes to flying over war zones. Some, like Lufthansa and British Airways, have opted to avoid these regions altogether. On the other hand, airlines such as Turkish Airlines continue to operate flights through these risky areas. Decisions are often driven by cost-effectiveness and the demand for specific routes. Unfortunately, airlines may not always disclose their flight paths over conflict zones, leaving passengers unaware of the risks. This lack of transparency is a significant issue, as passengers have the right to be informed about the potential dangers they face. 4. Regulatory oversight and compliance. Regulatory bodies like the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, ESA, establish guidelines for airlines operating in conflict zones. However, enforcement can be inconsistent, and airlines may not always comply with these regulations. The absence of stringent oversight allows some airlines to operate in dangerous airspace without taking adequate precautions. This situation raises questions about the effectiveness of current regulations and the urgent need for stricter enforcement to protect passengers. Without consistent regulatory compliance, the risks associated with flying over war zones persist. 5. Passenger awareness and safety. Passengers are often unaware of the risks associated with flying over war zones, relying instead on airlines to prioritize their safety. However, the lack of transparency can lead to dangerous situations. A survey conducted by the International Air Transport Association, IATA, revealed that 70% of travelers would reconsider their flight if they knew it was over a conflict zone. This statistic highlights the importance of airlines providing clear information about flight paths and associated risks. Ensuring passengers can make informed decisions is crucial for their safety and peace of mind. 6. The role of technology in flight safety. Technological advancements have significantly improved flight safety, yet they cannot entirely eliminate risks. Airlines utilize satellite tracking and real-time data to monitor airspace conditions, but these systems may not always account for sudden changes in conflict zones. For instance, the deployment of drones and missile systems in conflict areas can pose unforeseen threats to commercial flights. Continuous investment in technology and training is vital for airlines to navigate these challenges effectively. By harnessing the power of technology, airlines can enhance the safety of their operations in high-risk areas. 7. Case studies of recent incidents. Several recent incidents underscore the dangers of flying over war zones. In addition to the MH17 tragedy, the downing of Ukraine International Airlines Flight PS-752 in 2020 by Iranian military forces serves as a stark reminder of the risks involved. Investigations into these incidents revealed that airlines often lacked adequate information about the airspace they were traversing. These case studies highlight the need for improved communication and intelligence sharing among airlines and regulatory bodies. By learning from past mistakes, the aviation industry can work toward preventing future tragedies. 8. Public outcry and accountability. The lack of transparency regarding flights over war zones has sparked public outcry and calls for accountability from airlines. Advocacy groups and affected families have demanded that airlines disclose flight paths and the associated risks. In response, some airlines have adopted more transparent policies, though many still fall short. The push for accountability is essential to ensure that airlines prioritize passenger safety over profit. By listening to public concerns, airlines can rebuild trust and ensure a safer travel experience for all passengers. 9. The future of air travel over conflict zones. As global conflicts continue to evolve, the future of air travel over war zones remains uncertain. Airlines must adapt to changing geopolitical landscapes and prioritize safety in their operations. The potential for increased regulation and oversight may lead to more airlines avoiding conflict zones altogether. However, the demand for air travel in these regions may also compel airlines to find ways to operate safely, balancing risk with profitability. As the aviation industry navigates these challenges, the safety of passengers must remain the top priority. 10. Conclusion. The need for change. The ongoing issue of airlines flying over war zones without informing passengers highlights a critical need for change in the aviation industry. Increased transparency, regulatory oversight, and a commitment to passenger safety are essential to address these concerns. As travelers become more aware of the risks, airlines must adapt to meet the expectations of their customers. The aviation industry must prioritize safety and accountability to ensure that passengers can travel with confidence, regardless of their destination.